I was really healthy until I got sick. You know, I never had any kind of problems growing up. I was, like I said, I was always really tiny, but I was pretty strong for my size.
As far as the Scleroderma Foundation, do they feel like there's any progress as far
They
as...
do. You know, the problem is, it affects mostly women.
Right.
It usually hits at childbearing years.
Is that right?
That's, you know, that's the kind of time frame they put it in. That there are young children that have it, there's old men that have gotten it. So it can hit any group.
But statistically, it's
the main group
women in maybe their late 20s.
And I was 27. There's about 300,000 people at a time that have it. That's a pretty low number when you think about the population of the U.S. To think that just over 250,000 people have it. That's how people don't know what it is. It's an ugly disease. It strips you of who you are to a point, and you have to figure out who you are now. And that was a real learning process. You lose friends. That was a real learning process that now when I meet new friends, I know they like me because they like me, not because I was real cute. And what I was saying just a few minutes ago, because the way it's changed me, many people assume I'm mentally retarded, mostly because of the way I look. If I go in the store to buy something, I can tell them I want to buy it, and they'll ask the person I'm with, well, how does she want to pay for it? You know? Right. I have gone to restaurants, and everyone at the table gets a menu except me, because they assume I can't read a menu. And I get a lot of stares, which stares don't bother me, because, you know, if I saw me, I might look too. It's the ugly remarks I've had to, I have to deal with an attitude about. That they'll come up and they'll punch each other and every time the group laughs, or they'll stick their front teeth out, and, you know. The hardest thing really of all is that I scare little kids, because I really like little kids. And I've had them just freak out and run behind their mother and just be in tears. I hate that because, so I always try to talk to little kids, smile at them, and just so they won't be so afraid.
Sometimes that's all it takes, because I think the minute that they even talk to you for just 30 seconds, that fear would diminish.
It does. Yeah. And just like I talk about the people that make fun of me and say things, there's twice as many people say nice things. You know, they'll come up and put their hands on my shoulder as they walk by. They won't even say anything, they'll just do something. Right. And I know that they're being nice.
Right, exactly.
And they'll speak to me, because you know me, I'll talk to anybody. I had a nice thing happen not so long ago. One of my nieces, I was at her house, and she had a little girlfriend over to play. And she came in and she said, I want you to meet my Aunt Teresa. She's an artist. You know, she didn't say anything like she's got scleroderma or she's sick or there's her wheelchair, because none of that did anything to her.
Right.
You know, she thought it was cool because I'm an artist.
Well, speaking of art, show us what you do.
And I've always done arts and crafts, or some kind of something with my hands. And that was one thing I had to get right with me and God. I kept thinking, you gave me this talent to use my hands. I can create all these things, because I could do all kinds of stuff. And then I felt like He took my hands away. And I was pissed off about it. Just leaning my hands, if I had my hands, I could help myself to the bathroom if I had hands.
Right.
So that was the hard thing.
So that's been the hardest part.
It was at that point. I still would love to have my hand stuck. I love to have my face stuck, but that's just not how it is. I guess if I had a choice, I'd like to get my feet back first. But I started trying to do artwork, and I had some acrylic paints, so I attempted to do painting. That was hard because I had to wash the brushes, and a paint color I needed wasn't open. I couldn't use that paint color, unless somebody was with me. One day, I just thought, I'll try colored pencils. I went to the art store and talked to the guy there, and he told me what watercolor pencils to use and what kind of paper. So it was really a very small investment. The first thing I drew was a dragonfly, just to see, just learning how to use the colored pencils. And they're fun. Usually when I draw, I've got a lot of colors I'm using, and I keep them laid out. So all I have to do is pick it up, and I just hold it between my fingers and just draw.
So you because you could move your wrist.
Yes. And I usually rock it on this hand just to keep it steady. And that's how I draw. And my portfolio is over behind Kathy.
Got it right?
This one was really fun to do, doing all the shading in there and trying to make his little feathers, and it gets really exciting when I do something and it turns out good. This kind of sounds weird, that it's true. Sometimes when I'm struggling on an area, all of a sudden it's like my hand is just moving, and I'm picking up pencils and doing it just as fast as I can.
And it just happens.
And it just happens. I call it my gift from God. I work on a drawing about 8 weeks to do a drawing. But it took me about 5 months to do this eagle. And we use the G-clay printing method, and so they look identical to the original. The only way you can tell the difference is the texture of the paper. They look that similar.
And you frame them, mat them, sell them?
I sell them either just in the print, or I'll sell them matted in the frame.
No, wait, tell me about those ribbons on the wall.
They're from the fair.
Okay, and
Wait,
the
was
fair
it the bull that won the best prize?
Yeah, that
Or
was,
the pie?
let's see, this one right here was the bull riding contest. That's my Tickles entry. These are my cupcakes. I got third place in the brownies. They kind of molded.
6 years into the disease, Teresa and her family felt Teresa was dying. One morning, as she lay in bed, she sensed God was sending her a message. From that day forward, she knew she wasn't going to die from scleroderma. She was going to live with it.
Good morning.
Good Lord.
Wake up.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
What does that say?
I get acid reflux during the night, so I always keep my toes in the bed so I can get it without having to call someone to get it for me.
So how do you get it in your mouth?
Well, I reach over. I pick it up with this hand and lay it on my pillow. And pick it up with this hand, stick it here, and then I can stick it in my mouth.
Cool.
And then I hope I don't choke.
And the telephone, just for emergencies?
Yeah, when Leah leaves in the morning, she always puts the telephone in the bed because I'm here in the bed by myself. I can't get up by myself, so in case I need to get someone, or if the phone rings, it's a speaker phone too, so I can call anyone I need. So I leave the bed, I do little heat exercises, I talk to the Lord, and I wait for Larry. So Larry will be here soon.
Great.